It is pretty cool.
And you're talking about the Qing dynasty.
Yeah.
And that is some of the origin of... Have you ever heard of the Jiangshi?
No.
Have you ever heard of the hopping zombie?
No.
Oh. Wait, that's a C.W. Stone King album, isn't it?
I think, is it? It's like in the early catalog?
I don't think so.
Points.
Now, the Jiangshi, or hopping zombie, is a legend that's been around since about the 1700s. They were first detailed in a book by Ji Xiaolin. I'm going to be totally butchering all of these, by the way. Sorry.
You don't, I mean, at this point, I don't think you have to say that.
People
it's understood.
People
I
know.
butcher every other language in English, and
people,
that I still butcher.
It's understood that you're native to Florida and not
painfully.
By the way,
China.
thank you so much for our listeners in the Philippines and Malaysia and China. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Because I'm about to offend you. Jin Xiaolin had a book entitled Yue Kaotang Biji. Or in English, and I love this, in English this book was called Random Notes at Cottage of Close Scrutiny. What? Random Notes at Cottage of Close Scrutiny.
It's like On Walden Pond, but like the...
Basically.
Oh,
with
the like more stoned version.
Yeah, but more hopping zombies. Now, they can either be a freshly animated corpse or one that's been dead for some time, but for some reason didn't decompose. And they always seem to be dressed in the garb of the Qing dynasty.
Ooh, really?
Which is why I'm a little worried about this little palatial estate we're staring at right now.
This is so creepy, by the
It's
way.
very cool. It's very Tomb Raider.
This is so creepy.
Now, due to rigor mortis, their bodies are completely stiff with their arms outstretched. Due to their stiffness, their only mode of transportation is hopping. So they just have their arms stretched out, they're completely stiff, and they just hop at you. It's coming at you, hopping all the way.
I mean, that's a pretty sinister way to approach
Okay.
someone.
It really is.
Super creepy.
It really is.
I'd be worried.
It's coming at you.
It's also really, really creepy because this is actually from the first dynasty. And, like, it's a Mercury River. So this is really, really...
Bad.
If they come hopping out of this Mercury, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I'll be hopping mad.
Hey.
Wow.
The hopping zombies, they feed on the key or the life force of living people to continue their wretched existence. But now, with the influence of American cinema and everything, a lot of legends say that they also feed on the blood of the living.
So QI?
The key, QI, the key. They can come into existence in a number of ways. They can be resurrected with the use of supernatural arts. If a person is not buried enough time, it can become angry. If a corpse is hit by a bolt of lightning, which can happen from time to time.
Sure. Jason lives. Points.
If a black or a pregnant cat jumps over a corpse, it could cause it to become a Jiangshi.
Well, yeah, for sure. No,
Like,
definitely
duh.
I've heard
Duh.
that.
Wait, a black or pregnant
Or
cat?
pregnant.
Black
what
or
if it's a
pregnant
black
Pregnant cat.
cat?
Oh, you don't want
Then
that.
just you get super zombie.
Okay.
They just come back to life normal. Like, then,
They're like, whoa,
then that's
thanks.
just resurrection.
Some people should really patent this. This works great. Now, some believe the human body is governed by 3 huns and 7 pos. It is said that a person's hun is good, but his po is evil.
So Hun is spelled what?
H-U-N, and po is P-O.
P-O? Okay.
Yeah. So a person's hun is good, but his po is evil.
So does this date back to Legend of Zelda, Ocarina
The
of
Pose?
Time, the Pose?
Oh,
Was that
wow.
P-O-E? Yes,
P-O-E.
I guess. Yeah, maybe for
It's probably...
Edgar Allan Poe.
His hun is intelligent, but his po is foolish. The hun leaves the body after death, but the po remains and takes control. So that's how they say the Jiangshi comes out. Like zombies, if a person is injured by a Jiangshi, they can be infected by the Jiangshi virus and gradually turn into one, just like your classic zombies. Now, luckily,
Crazy.
there are a number of ways to combat them. They are terrified of their own reflection. They are vulnerable to wood from a peach tree. A rooster's crow will scare them away, as it is a sign of sunrise, and they tend to hunt at night. These are some of my favorite things against them. Hooves from a black donkey. Vinegar. Glutinous rice. Adzuki beans. The blood of a black dog, to scare, I guess, the spirit of the black cat. Or a number of different symbols and talisman can be used to guard against the Jiangshi.
There is
Okay.
mad shit you can use against the Jiangshi.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's not just garlic
There's a
and silver.
list.
Like,
Yeah.
beans and sticky rice and, like a good grocer would, like, be perfectly okay.
Yeah, just armed to the teeth with these
Just
guys.
own like a general store, you're good.
Right.
Also, just shiny Christmas wrapping.
Right, exactly. This is what you look like. Get away from me. Hop on away from me.
Now, the legend of the Jiangshi was so prevalent that for a period of time, entry doors in Chinese homes would have a 6-inch tall plank of wood along the bottom to keep them from hopping into their houses.
Wait, could they not hop higher than 6 inches?
I guess not. I guess it's
Would they
literally
just like trip and fall?
yeah, they're just a little hop. It's not like the jumping zombies.
Ah, you fool!
It's like the paranormal equivalent of like a baby gate to make sure the zombies don't get in your house.
Basically.
Oh, man, that's sick
Is
as
that how
fuck.
like the half doors happen? Like those Dutch doors that are like half open up top? It's
Yeah,
just,
that
like,
knocks
keep the
them
demons
over.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all demons and mythological creatures do not know how to use doors, evidently. That's all it takes.
It's like a half wall. They go, well, I could probably jump up. Nah.
It's like vampires when you have to like invite them in.
Right.
It's like I can't get over the
I
threshold.
can't
You got to like
I
tell
can't
me I can
shuffle
come
across
in.
this, so I can't be a zombie in there.
Can we agree that that is one of the best story tropes, that you have to invite this entity in?
Yeah.
Like
That's cool.
every myth and every culture that has that in it, where like you have to kind of befriend something.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
always it always coincides with like the charming, beguiling demon thing, right?
Glamour.
The thing that'll like be cool with you for a little bit and then eat you.
And also twist it on its head. You are in your home, which should be this sacred place, and then something is inside of your home that you don't
let it in.
Oh
That
God!
you let in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your fault.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Now, according to legend, when workers or soldiers would die far from home, their souls would be restless until they were properly buried in their homeland. To remedy this, a priest would take the corpse, turn it into a Jiangshi, and then they would lead the body home, walking in front, ringing a bell to warn the living that the dead were traveling home.
Wow.
There's a little corpse just hopping behind you, you know. No, it's okay. He's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's with me. He's with me.
That's where the hopping zombie.
Yeah, and so these priests were called corpse drivers. And I know I've opened for them in Tampa. I
Yeah,
guarantee
you
I've opened for them in
absolutely
Tampa.
did. Yep.
But here's the interesting thing, is that this may actually have a basis in reality. Because during the Qing Dynasty, their efforts to return the bodies of Chinese workers who died away from home so the spirits would not become homesick, the bodies would be lined up, standing upright, with a long bamboo pole under each arm. Then two men, one in front, one in back, would place the bamboo on their shoulders and carry the bodies home.
So they were like walking.
Because of the gait of the men and the flexibility of the bamboo, from a distance, it would look like a line of hopping
Interesting.
corpses.
Oh, weird.
I thought
Yeah.
it was they did the thing like the guys do with like the one man dance troupe where they have like dummies hooked up to like the to the poles and they can like
It's like that, but just much more rotting corpses and
just
stuff like
jangly corpses.
What's that game where it's like soccer, but you're just
Foosball.
spinning corpses
Foosball.
upside down?
Foosball. Yeah.
Foosball.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
As they're marching, you just see shoes flying off
Whoa!
corpses.
I told you no spins, no spins.
You
A
spin
wallet,
corpses
a
over
wallet
and over
comes
again.
out of someone's slacks.
Never
They're
describe
dockers.
That's I
Never
like it.
describe foosball as
I
spinning
like it.
corpses, but I like it.
That corpse spinny soccer game that
it's
everyone likes
fun.
to play
It's
at like
fun.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Spinning corpses is a great band name.
Yes.
It is.
Points.
See, I always
Fuck
wanted
yeah.
to have like a virtual reality game where you see someone playing like virtual reality tests and someone says virtual reality foosball, and they strap on a thing and all of a sudden their arms get ripped off and a pole gets shoved through their chest. This sucks! So, while we're in the West of being accustomed to the slow, shambling zombies of Walking Dead or the hauling-ass victims of the Rage virus in 28 Days Later,
Yes.
in China, they live in fear of the Jiangshi or hopping zombie.
So, guys,
Yeah.